As it stands right now, Tinubu dey in trouble. For the past 2 days right now, Aso Rock dey on fire. A lot of things don dey go. Military coup don dey plan their own. Even US don dey talk about Tinubu criminal case. So I go allow una just make una pay attention. Watch this video from the start to the end. I no go just talk much. Pay attention to this video and pay attention to the news analyst. In fact, for the ending side, they get wetin they talk. We be say wey dey shock me. We be say this thing na go affect Tinubu 2027 election. If he be say Tinubu no go even contest for 2027 election, the way US don dey plan for them, and if you look at the way they could don dey go right now. Pay attention. Watch this video from the start to the end. Don't forget to share this video to everyone on every social media platform so that they alert of what won't happen for our country, Nigeria. And this could be the reason because of Biafra and Christian genocide. So pay attention, watch this video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. Thank you.
Let me start off with this. What causes a military coup? What causes a military to want to take over a civilian government? A military coup against a civilian government is generally prompted by a combination of perceived or actual failure of the state, threats to the military's institutional interests, and favorable circumstances for a takeover. There are events where military officers seize state power, and they're frequently justified whenever they plan to do so. Why do we experience such a threat for a military to want to take over a civilian administration? It starts off with when there is political instability and weak governance. It's a core trigger in the inability of the civilian government to effectively govern, maintain public order, or provide essential services, which includes crisis of legitimacy arising from fraudulent elections, manipulation of constitutions to extend term limits, or persistent civil unrest. Where you have widespread corruption and mismanagement, military leaders often justify their coups by accusing the civilian government of massive corruption, stealing public resources, and allowing elite exploitation, which leads to public disgruntlement. When you also have economic mismanagement and endemic poverty, economic crisis, high unemployment and poverty rates, often caused by bad leadership or stagnant economies, eroding the legitimacy of the ruling government, making it vulnerable to overthrow, and obviously threats to military interest. The civilian government threatens the military as an institution, such as cutting funding, reducing pay, benefits, interfering with internal promotions, or appointing loyalists over professionals. The military may act to protect its interests. You also have security failures. When a civilian government fails to address internal security threats, such as separatist movement or insurgencies, like what we're seeing right now in the northern region, all already coming down to the south here, the military obviously would say that's a basis for them to seize power. When you have personal interest and factionalism amongst persons in government, there is a cascading effect or a contagion effect to which premises all of this from coming together. And why are we talking about it? It's because of what happened last year. And do you know what? Based on further investigations, more unfolding events have already come out. Now, based on what Premium Times disclosed, more sources are indicating that it was not just to clear out the president's family. The idea that this coup plotters had was to seize Aso Rock, apprehend the president, his family members, the former IGP of police, the former chief of defense staff, now Minister of Defense, as well as the Senate President. They wanted to take over the entire hierarchy. They had even planned the locations where they were going to strike. They made mentions of the names of these military officers who will perform the different roles. The person that will take over Aso Rock, and the other person that will take over, the airport. The airport, which is Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport. So if there was going to be a means for the president to escape, they were going to cause a blockade. They were also going to take out all the high-ranking officers in the military and also some of the DSS officials. The intent was to cripple all the high officers in government and take over power. Barrister, would you say that what would have elicited these individuals for doing this, basically from what I have described as to what prompts a military to want to take over a civilian government, all the factors and characteristics I have reeled out, is Nigeria currently on that street?
One of the reasons, which I don't know whether you added it, is anger and rascality.
Okay.
When you see human beings playing God, and the military don't want to share share that space with anybody, because when it comes to force, the the buck stops on the table of the military.
Okay.
And so when they see you taking over their role, behaving like as if you are in a military regime when they are there, it in fact it galvanizes them.
Yeah.
It makes them say, what is all this? And then two, the civilian populace always call them in. Remember, it is the civilian populace that always elicit this anger against a ruling class. So these are the issues. But then, Esther, when the environment have presented this, because nature abhors a vacuum. I
Yes,
hope you know.
obviously, true.
When the space is no longer there for the military. And so, like I've always said, that thing that you are running away from, you are calling for it. You are calling for it. When you go into the bush and fetch a firewood infested with ants, then lizard will come for a party in your compound. That is where we are going. That's where we are heading. And we have been saying it to avert this thing, because this persistent coups and rumors of coup is not good for the polity. Remember, when last did you hear this type of thing, Esther?
It's a very long time.
When last? That
Very
will tell
long
you
time.
that the environment has presented itself. That is why these guys are making this attempt. And we don't want it. That's why we are telling the ruling government, do the right thing. Stop all this political rascality, all this impunity, all this arrogance, all this bad governance, incompetence. Stop it. People just behave as if they are now God. They don't even care. No rule of law, no respect for human rights, no due process. You now ask yourself, in fact, during the military, we only know that the legislature is taken out. They don't exist. Is that not true? But here now, Esther, under a civilian administration, the legislature is just there on paper. The judiciary is just there on paper. Of course, the executive is already in their pocket. So what kind of democracy is that?
Well, the reason why this is coming up, like I asked, because I mentioned some characteristics that leads to such a thing. Although in this case, if we have followed it from how it evolved on the new information we get or update on it, was that these guys had planned it right from inauguration day.
They saw ahead, Esther.
No. You would wait for something to happen before you plan something.
They saw it. That was, if I remember.
No, hold on, Barrister. Barrister, wait. These factors that I ruled out about why a military would want to take over a government started off with the administration of Muhammadu Buhari from 2015. I mean, even from Jonathan's era administration, if you want to even look at it objectively. But we saw Buhari's administration. Okay, we saw all the telltale signs that was like there was no presence of governance. There was nobody in charge of governance. Every day you hear the president at the time tells you he was not aware. You hear Boko Haram, ISWAP, and whatever did what they did in the northeast or in the north central. Nobody tells us anything. It got to a point that one of the governors at the time, Samuel Otam, screamed and called out the Buhari government as to the decimation of his people in Benue State and the ethnic group that they were from, and we did not see any precise affirmative measure to curtail it. So if you also talk about the economy that the APC at the time under Buhari had said they were going to rejuvenate, they were very poor at it as well. If you talk about fighting corruption, they were lackadaisical in it. It was non-existent in fighting corruption. The only thing was, one could say the president was exonerated because most of these things, they didn't bring it to light to him. And when he heard about terrorist financiers, he put somebody in charge to investigate, although it was not made to the public. But literally, he was not in charge of government. So if you want to say the characteristics that would lead to a military takeover, all right, it started from that administration. So the plan from the fact that Tinubu on the 29th of May 2023, certain persons wanted to take over the government, would it be that it was because they did not necessarily want him, not that it was about a failed state, about the factors that culminates to a military takeover?
Whenever somebody is coming to office, Esther, there are people, the inner circle members, those who know the antecedents of such a person and what he's going to bring. And so they will start from the beginning to raise alarm. Remember that Babangida said that people like David Mark told him that if he hand over to Abiola, they will kill him. He made it open, he made it clear. And so the military saw through Tinubu, they saw through him. And today, they have not been disappointed. Esther, you mentioned Buhari. I can tell you for free, Buhari was not this arrogant in office. He was only interested in what? In his Fulani people agenda. He was interested in the Fulanization and the Islamization. That was his sole aim. He was not this arrogant. He didn't bother with the legislature and the military and the judiciary. That was why Saraki gave him hell.
Yeah.
Saraki gave Buhari hell, and he served out his terms. There was no direct attempt to unseat Saraki, even though he tried, but he didn't go far.
Yeah.
He didn't go far. Unlike what you are seeing today, Esther. I mean, look at it. Buhari never went this far, whereby everything is now in his pocket. Everything, every institution, Esther, every institution. And you think that the military will be happy? No. The way they have been treated, the way they have been, regarded, the way they have been accorded their due respect and all that, they are not happy. The military has been messed up under this administration with the way they are being controlled, with the way they are doing things, the way they are being given command. Imagine the Bayo Nonoga telling them to relocate to Borno, that the president said, are you their commander-in-chief?
The president always speaks through Bayo Nonoga.
Yeah, always. Yeah, did we elect Bayo Nonoga? Always.
That's
These are part of the thing. He feels
special
so
advice
big.
on information and strategy.
He feels so big to talk to Nigerians. Yes, he feels so big. That is where I see Tinubu. Rather, he can talk to people outside here. But in Nigeria, those who elected him or those who supposed to have elected him, he doesn't regard them. He doesn't have any time for them. These are part of the arrogance that is getting everybody angry. Everybody. This man is not acting like a Democrat that he claimed to be. He's not, and he knows that. He knows that. So, why won't people react? Look at the way opposition are being harassed right, left, and center, Esther. You now make laws against individuals and against groups for your own selfish interests. What for? Esther, what for? That certificate issue, is it not the height of it, Esther? Whom are they trying to protect here? Who? It's so sad, seriously. Meanwhile, some gullible sycophant will tell you, has he been convicted? Is there any court that convicted him? But you are making it impossible for the matter to even come before the court. You are obstructing the course of justice, and you are telling me, have you been convicted? How can you be convicted when you are doing everything to block the law from getting to you? I mean, is that not enough evidence? Is that not enough for somebody to say that, look, there is more to this thing? So when you are doing all this in Esther, how can people respect you both home and abroad? Please tell me, how? You saw the protests in UK. You saw what those guys were saying. Is that what you're supposed to say to your leader? Or to
on your mandate?
On your mandate. Those people that are protesting in UK.
Yeah, there were some that protested, and there were some for and against.
So, yes, so, of course, the whole world knows the truth. They know who is telling the truth today and who is lying. They know who is sponsored and those who are saying it from their heart. They know. And I think they know what is going to happen. That's why they hire those crowds.
What do you think? What do you think they knew was going to happen? It's true. They said that there were plans to embarrass the president.
To lay ambush for him. He knows.
No, they talked about one mining company that planned to embarrass the president while he comes to the UK to visit the King of England.
So they hired those who will counter them, Abi, to be singing on your mouth, to line up the street and be praising him. Is that how things should be done? All the leaders that visit UK, is that how they organize their own visit? Esther, tell me. Is that how things are done? So, under this dispensation, we have seen the unseen. We have seen something that we never bargained for. We have seen something that people should frown at. But unfortunately, here we celebrate infamy. We celebrate infamy. That your people are dying. Your people are dying. You don't left them and you went to... What is the emergency, Esther? What is the emergency? Because these are the things that will add up to what you are saying, you know. Yes, when a father has refused to be a father, Esther, can that father command respect in his house? The wife will disrespect him. The children will disrespect him. And that is what exactly is going on here. That's what is going on here. The boys in the barracks, they are disgruntled already. They are.
Well, let's just say
the way they are being
that
massacred and all that. You think they are happy? Because they know where it is coming from. They know. You send them to go and die without equipment.
Well, as it stands now, based on the report saying that it went beyond what we heard of assassination attempts, investigators uncovered a multi-layered plan to take control of key national assets, cripple Nigeria's leadership structure. The alleged conspirators plan to overrun the presidential villa, capture President Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima. Also listed as targets were the Senate President, also Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, and specific officers were assigned to lead the operation. They're described as the decapitation unit. Those ones were described as a decapitation unit.
Search and destroy.
Yes, they were aimed at neutralizing the country's political leadership. So all the top political leadership were meant to be either neutralized or annihilated or kept and, for ransom for one reason or the other. Now, it extended to key security officials, including the NSA, former Inspector General of Police, Director General of the State Security Service, Mr. Adiola Ajayi, and that the operation was designed to dismantle both political and security command structures simultaneously. So while they were going for the political offices, they were also going for the command structures as well. One of the places that were meant to target was the Niger barracks. Okay, so the plan was highly coordinated with the clear command structures, targets, and timelines. The operation involved multiple units assigned to capture strategic locations across Abuja. One team was to storm the presidential villa. Another was tasked with taking control of the Niger barracks, which is a critical military formation overlooking the villa. And officers were allegedly assigned to eliminate top-ranking military officials, including the Chief of Defense Staff and service chiefs. Then the Chief of Defense Staff was General Christopher Musa, who is now the Minister of Defense. And then there were names of officers who were meant to mount those positions and take such roles. So the officers that were meant to carry out these specific roles included, for the Aso Villa, you had officers A.A. Hayatu, D. Yusuf, M.A. Usman Binuga, and A.A. Yusuf. They were tasked with attacking the presidential villa, while Lieutenant Colonel S. Bapa was allegedly assigned to eliminate the Chief of Defense Staff, while Lieutenant Colonel P. Dangnap was to target the Chief of Army Staff. Dauda was said to be responsible for the Chief of Air Staff, while Major Jida was assigned to eliminate the Commander of Guards Brigade. They also had supposed soft targets inside the Aso Villa. All right. I mean, there were drivers involved. Okay. They also had those who were responsible for driving the ambulance. There were also kitchen chefs, like all those kind of persons who you would not expect to be involved. Those ones were meant to do, they were meant to carry out the activities internally by giving them inroads into where some of those top politicians were living or were staying inside the Aso Villa. Then they were able to recover cache of weapons, RPGs, ammunition, that is several ammunition, anti-aircraft weapons. In fact, they said the seriousness and preparedness of the situation was actually quite unraveling.
When you want to carry out such an assignment in a country as big as Nigeria, it's not a tea party now. It is a world wide web to rein in because one small mistake, small mistake, then you have opened another flank for your enemies. One of the reasons why Dimka failed was because they didn't do the needful at what is that barracks near Obalende, where they came from. That barracks.
Is it Dodam Barracks? Is it Dodam Barracks?
Dodam Barracks. No, there's this barracks that's when you follow it, you go straight to. You go straight to Ozumbambadiwe.
Okay. I know that barracks. I know that barracks.
Yes, there is a bridge there. A bridge is
that
there.
you take your left turn towards Ozumbambadiwe Express Road.
Yes. That
Nigerian Army barracks.
You see these guys mounting sentry there. So that place was not covered. That was where Abacha took over, and then reinforced, and then pushed to what is it called? That Radio Nigeria. You know, it's a direct.
By Obalende.
Just so that is why they had to cover all these spaces you mentioned. But what we are saying is that we have passed this stage, Esther. That is why we are saying, please, go give us so that nobody will even think of it.
Somebody on WhatsApp has helped us to get in a bunny camp.
Thank you, my brother. Very, very important.
That's Jeffrey from Egbeda. Thank you very much for that.
Good. Bunny camp. Very, very deadly camp. I'm telling you. You do anything within that axis without covering that place, you have made a mistake. That was what happened. So we are saying we don't want this again. Nigerians, please tell this APC to stop what they are doing. Nigerians, stop supporting evil. Because when this rain fall, it will fall on all of us. In fact, the collateral damage may be your brother. There may be unfriendly fire. In the crossfire, somebody that is unintended may go down. Is that not true? That is why you must avoid it. You don't know who will be the victim. The bad governance is staring all of us in the face. I'm telling you, this is not what democracy is all about. Anybody who is supporting this thing is the devil himself. Anybody supporting what is going on in Nigeria today is the devil himself. This is not reform. Esther, this is not reform. I'm telling you. Because somebody will say reform. No. This is not reform. If you want to check reform, go to Argentina. The man that took over balanced their budget after 135 years. He balanced their budget.
Well, Barrister, if that had taken place,
it would have been
been terrible. Nigeria would have currently been at war at this point in time.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. If they succeed in what they want to do, who will fight them?
Well, I don't know.
Who would have fought them? Who? Is it you?
You don't think that the country would have imploded?
Well, nothing will happen.
When all those who are in charge of command structures are seized and...
Who will fight them? Who? If they are taking hold of these places, who will fight?
No, let's understand. Are you saying nobody was going to retaliate? Are you saying it will not cause an unrest? There'll be panic. There'll be chaos.
Esther, I said if this coordinated whatever has succeeded, who will now rise up against them? No, tell me.
But doesn't Nigeria have allies who will place sanctions on these guys?
No. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. All the sanctions will crumble. Didn't what is it called now? The past military regime, didn't they succeed? No, tell me, how many coups have you had in this country? When the military were there, we are not having international relations with other people. What we are saying and what I'm saying here is that Nigerians tell this APC to stop destroying this democracy. Tell this APC to stop destroying this democracy. This is not what democracy is all about. I'm telling you, these APC people that are now feeling like they are God, they are now feeling on top of the world, doing whatever, without regard to the constitution, without regard to our court, without no obedience to court, nothing. Esther, nothing. How can you call this in democracy? How? Just give me one example of what these people have done in office that you can say, yes, they have gotten it right. Just one. Ogbebolo is there talking another thing. If you don't have Tinubu's dress, you cannot come to government house.
Oh, no,
the other one
his
in
cap.
Cross River is there. If you don't do this, you will not get contract. Esther, is that democracy? Is that did the PDP treat them like this?
It's absolute. To be honest with you, I wonder why that is even permissible. Why no government official
In
called
fact,
out those guys for making such statements?
I'm telling you, because
Makes no
they
sense
like
to
it.
me.
They like it. They don't know the import. They don't know the
because
import.
it's terrible. It means that anybody who is not from this current political party,
look,
you cannot go to another state to
I am
talk or
telling you,
campaign.
look at what
You're
they-
restricting
look at-
people's movements.
Look at what they did to Peter Obi and his people in Edo State. And up to today, nobody has been reprimanded. Nobody. Esther. Nobody. This Nigerians that are keeping quiet now, I've been saying it here so that tomorrow you not say nobody said it. APC and their supporters, be very careful. Be very careful that evil does not last for a long time. I've said it here. Go and check from the time of history. Evil have never lasted. It can never last. It's a matter of time. Even when if man did not do it, Esther, God will do it. God has a way of bringing about change, whether you like it or not. Is that not true? So if man cannot do it, God will do it. It's a question of people crying out unto God to come to their rescue. Because what we are seeing today, I told you here that a day will come in this country with the way these people are going. If you are not an APC member, you cannot buy and sell in the market. I'm not joking. If you are not an APC member, you cannot buy or sell in the market.
Explain, how do you mean by that?
Oh, how do you mean that?
So to buy and sell in the market, you must be an APC.
You must carry your card before you can be allocated shop. Before you, God Almighty, have you not been seeing samples? Hold on, have you not been seeing samples of what is happening? When governor, an elected governor will open his mouth and say, if you don't do this, you can't do this. If you don't do this, you can't do it. In a democracy.
So if you want to rent a shop now, you must display that you belong to that.
You must, yes, you must have your card.
How certain are you with this information you're given?
Esther, you mean you have not seen it in Lagos State or what?
Well, we need to make clarifications. And
No, hold on. You mean you have not seen it? When your lodger was, oh my God. Even people, there was a voice note that one radio station played. A woman was lamenting what she was told, why she went through hell, how they have marooned her to do this or that, or else she will not sell. Were you not here when they said is it not at Oniru that the polling unit of all the people must be in that place? Is that not what happened? Didn't you hear
it happened during the elections.
Good. So what are you not telling me? You are seeing things happening and you are still asking questions.
I have to verify about that. So if I want to get a shop now, I must display my what do you call it? Due register
your
with
card,
the All
yes.
Congress.
I mean, that one is even the list of it all. The list of it all, Esther. And people are keeping quiet, supporting this evil, Esther. That is my worry here. Why are you supporting this? Was PDP like this in office? I mean, was PDP like this in office? Did they go this far? Even though they claim that PDP was the devil in office. Today we can now see that PDP, compared with what is happening here, PDP was a saint. A saint in office, Esther. A saint. And so, when things like this are happening, and you think maybe it's a joke, no, until it gets to you, you now know that, so this thing is true. This thing is true. We are saying that we don't want this. This is not our culture, Esther. This thing is being introduced now. Before you know it, Esther, it will now be entrenched as part of our political culture. And when you have, hey, that's how we have been doing it now. That's how they have been doing it. That's how you are doing. If you have been doing that, is that the norm? Esther, is that the norm? That's how you have been doing it. And so it must continue. Was PDP like this, Nigerians, I ask you? Look at how all the opposition have been decimated, either through court processes or either rebellion against them. Is that what is democracy? Because people say the best what do they call it? The best military is worse than the how do they put it, Esther? That it's better we have a democracy as bad as it is than the best military. Yes. That the worst democracy is better than the best military. You can imagine that thing that they are put into our psyche. That the worst democracy, the worst civilian administration is still better than the military. And they have sold this lie to you and you have bought it. You have bought it. These other guys in the Sahel region, can't you see how they are growing their country? Can't you see it? No, can't you see it? Because when they want to do propaganda, they will send out their hirelings and they will start feeding things into your head. So we should continue to live under this, Abi. Esther, we should continue to live under this, Abi. If it is a mistake, we can say, okay, they are learning their rope, they are learning. No, but this is a deliberate act of what? Rascality. Deliberate act of what? Arrogance and impunity. Deliberate. Just because you have federal might behind you. Is there any other reason? You have some federal power and so you can use it anyhow. And they said that power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. You can see where we are now. You can see where we are now. With what these people are building, Esther, it will take, I don't know what it will take for you to dismantle it, Esther. I'm telling you, this evil that they are building in Nigeria, for any other opposition to overcome it, Esther, it will take the grace of God. Because they have built a web, up to 5 web around it. So, when you dismantle the first, the second, how far can you go before they regroup again? That is the way they are building this in, so that it will be in threat forever and ever. Esther, something serious is coming with the way these guys are going about this democracy. Seriously. I just told you here, a time will come, if you are not a member of APC, you cannot buy and sell.
That will be an antichrist move,
Really?
because that's basically the signs of the end time. If you're not bearing a certain number on your forehead, you cannot have access to facilities and modernities to have a good life. So if it has to get to that, I don't believe it will get to that point.
Are you serious?
Yes,
so
because
now,
Nigerians cannot allow themselves to be taken into such a sledgehammering activity, because that will be complete psychological and decimation of any individual's ability to independently make decisions for themselves.
Stop sleeping on the bicycle. Wake up, smell the coffee. So you are talking of Antichrist. Who told you that they know God?
Because that's basically the qualification of the end time.
Already,
when the Antichrist is already here, to access all of those facilities, you must bear a certain mark. Yes. So when it has to do with you being able to, as an individual, perform your responsibility and your rights and freedom for you to belong to it. Are we in a cult? Is this a cult?
You don't know where you are already. You don't know where you are when 32 governors are run into one political party. And you have not asked yourself what is pursuing them. What is driving them into APC? You have not asked yourself.
The president said that their ships are sinking, and that's why they are moving into the APC. Whose ship is not sinking? The most organized political party, as they say.
APC ship is afloat, Abi.
They said it's staying afloat. It's organized. It's well structured.
Afloat with what?
I don't know.
With evil, Abi, or with good governance? Esther, you can imagine the contradiction. So your own ship is afloat with what? Esther, afloat with what? On what ground will you make such a statement? Afloat. Your ship is not sinking. With this thing that we are seeing today. So you call this governance, Abi? You call it governance? Are you serious? No problem, But like I said, evil doesn't last forever. I've told you.
Well, but the president says that he's steering the country in the right direction with some of his economic policies. The president has always maintained that he's a true Democrat, and that as a Democrat, if anyone is not comfortable in a particular political party, they're free to move to another one. He has also insisted that all of the political theatrics, if you do not have any form of political edge up your sleeves, he's not going to be held responsible if you're politically naive to play the game. Unfortunately, though, there are casualties in the mix of all of this. The insecurity that we're seeing, in the country at this moment, which has become very volatile, some have attributed it to politics. The government of the day have attributed it to politics. Others believe that the government of the day brought it in and do not know how to handle it. But so far, with the president's visit to the UK and with the celebratory activities, that were earmarked for the president, they feel that the international community believes that the president's strategy on paper in terms of governance seems to be floating in the right direction.
No.
But Nigerians feel otherwise. Some Nigerians feel otherwise.
Even APC know that they have failed. That is why they are G3. That's why they are doing all this since Esther. They know. That is why they are trying to cover every loophole, wherever they have any idea or any inkling of somebody trying to react, they will go there and block it. Is that democracy? Because I keep hearing that is politics. What is politics, Esther? Hold on, no. Because we need to interrogate certain things.
That's what the president said before you travel to the UK. He says the game is sweet when you're winning.
Good. Look, in UK where we went to, is that how they play politics, Esther? Can Tinubu beat his chest and say, yes, that is what is obtainable, either in UK or US? This thing is doing here. Strangulating opposition, refusing to allow opposition to be free.
He has denied being involved in anything concerning the opposition. Really? They have consistently denied.
So the denier, does he hold water? No, the ball starts on the table. The denier, does he hold water? Yaradua was elected here, and when the man became the president, he said, no, the election that brought me to power was flawed. And he started what? Electoral reform. Esther, that is a man. With what happened in 2023, do you need the Tinubu to tell you that, look, this country need what? Electoral reform. Electoral that is authentic, devoid of all this thing that is going on today. Look at the electoral act they amended. Look at what is there. It's even worse now. Esther, they included other clauses that is alien to our constitution. Is that reform? Because whichever I hear, it is politics. This is not politics. This is evil of the highest order. I once asked you here, if any student get a 9AC with Expo, can that student come out and beat himself that yes, I'm a very intelligent student. I did brilliantly in class.
You see, everything wey Darlington, Barrister Darlington don't talk na pure truth, because I no see wetin go make these people come back again if na free and fair election, because it's very, very obvious to everybody. See, these people no even care about you. Wetin they care about themselves and wetin they go benefit. So wetin I go just talk now, I go want make una just they pray make God just touch the heart of the leader, because the best thing now, everybody they always talk now, the best thing now total separation, make everybody just day on your own, day jejely on your own, make Biafra day on your own, make Oduduwa day on, make Arewa day northern people doing on, because that's the only best option, because it's very, very clear. Say these people don't dey fed up, they don't even know their left from their right, they don't even know where to go, they don't know what to say. So if they just try make dollar just appreciate, they could just talk them. If they, in fact, the thing just tire me. So only way we just need now, me just got taught, because these people now they are more than even, they are devilish, because they don't even care at all. We think they care now about their own pocket and their own interest. So we really need to pray. And if military could be the best, because this one way they don't attend, there will be a time go reach and the thing go just happen now. Because the way the things they go now, because since they wait, they look at US, they look at military coup, one thing must happen. if you as they look at military coup, as they look at US, one thing must happen. So it's very, very obvious, say, these people go see, in fact, they feel just collect their own woto before they go come out office. So I'm not gonna just talk more. Share your own thoughts at the comment section. Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates, and don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section. Share this video to everyone on every social media platform.